I think as well, it's the fact that, like, the reason I do this is because I don't want to be centre of attention. I want to be part of the process, and I want to. You're like, oh, I'm getting this for them now. I want to produce, but I don't want to be on stage. I'm really happy being, like, helping other people, like, you know, create their vision and their, like, and that's what I love about it.
Test the stairs. Test the stairs. Why are you coming out? I know the demons talk so loud. Listen to my voice. You're a soul, you're a man. Go take my hand. You've always got a choice.
So I came down to Scarborough in 1999 and went to the university here and did music technology and concentrated on recording and using the studios. And I've been in Scarborough ever since. Scarborough's got a charm, and I think part of it is not being attached to a big city and actually having its own identity. And that's one of the things I really liked about it and kept us staying here.
That's how we match up. Like those game shows, you know, where they ask the married, they ask the married couples the same question, try and guess what the other one said. But there is a photographer coming from Yorkshire Coast Gigs, maybe two. The other one he's somewhere else during the day, but he might. I come from a different background from Christopher, in that when I went to university, I studied theatre and performance studies. And then later I went on to do a master's degree in arts management. I focus more on the management, the admin, the day-to-day. And Chris then can focus on being creative, working in the studio, working with bands and artists.
Being in a studio is a creative process, but being able to have an independent studio where you can have those extra features and that kind of just that feeling of comfort, and like I want people to come in and just be like, oh, like I'm here, I'm ready, I can record. It feels safe, it feels cozy and warm, it feels clean.
I think it's unbelievable, really, to think there's such a beautiful studio on my doorstep. It seems bizarre, and I think I don't like myself for it, but walking in, I think I wanted to be really jealous, but it's almost impossible not to fall in love with Chris and Christina immediately, and I just wasn't jealous at all. I just wanted to help, and I think a lot of musicians have felt that way, and, you know, we feel investment in the area, and it's contagious, and it's just spread. I have worked in some pretty amazing studios through the label and stuff, but I think that this just has a feel to it, and everybody says that, and everybody can't be wrong, can they? So it must be true. Chris also helped with some of the functionality of this space as well, which was really kind of him, and there's a feeling of collaboration that just needs to exist within music. It's actually thanks to and credit to Beckview that I've been able to actualise something that's been a dream of mine for ages, and I got to reunite with my best friend and meet Rowan and perform a song exclusively on that day in that space, and it made the whole thing far more special. And it's a hub to meet and play with individuals that I would have never met or had access to, and it's allowed me to create things beyond what I believed I could achieve on my own. So it's an amazing space, and I just look to spend all my time there if I can, to be honest.
On the main road into town.
I didn't really know anything about what a recording studio was going to look like. However, through that process, I've learned so much, and it actually has been extremely interesting, exciting to learn more about it. I know far more about soundproofing than I ever wanted to or imagined, although that's really helpful now when I'm talking to clients. So this building was actually built in 1937. It was originally built for council offices, and you'll still see above the front door, Scarborough Urban District Council, SUDC. It's always been a building that has been sited in this community, and that was also one of the appeals that we had. So other original features that we were really keen to retain in the building process was the original safe. which is now where our amp cupboard is, but it was the original council saves that would have kept the documents and the money for the local community.
It's all the years.
So we engaged the studio design company Studio Wizard, who are based in France, to design the studio. Now, it's really important to get it designed from the ground up when you're doing something on this scale, partly to make sure that the studio flows right, but also from a sound perspective. And it was great once we managed to get all the windows and doors after 2 years of building on the building, and it was actually soundproofed. That was the biggest, yes. To be fair. We engaged a local builder who'd never built a studio before, but luckily we had our studio designer on hand to be able to assist him. But I really believe strongly about having local people and local involvement as much as possible in each part of the process of building the studio and even running it as well.
Burning trees, floating in the breeze.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, that's something that I've always really enjoyed about coming here, is I've never felt like nervous to come here or anything, which is unusual for me because I'm scared of everything. But I've always felt really excited to work here, and Chris is just so easy to work with, and he just gets it. I don't know. I think he's good at like working with lots of different people, and he just kind of was really good at knowing what I wanted to get out of something, even though I didn't know the technical way of asking all the time. But yeah, no, I've always really enjoyed working here, and it's just, yeah, it's such a gorgeous space.
Oh, just let it go.
So I love people, we both do, and I love the stories that come into the studio and working with people. He was a pianist, a concert pianist all his life, but he was suffering with arthritis and was losing his hearing, so he came in to do a final album piece.
It's a funny thing, but I think it's the hearing aids that distort somehow frequencies as well as volumes. It's not just having a louder volume.
And I just thought that was just such a beautiful thing to do. So was super excited that we could work with him.
Everybody has a story.
But it's been great meeting Chris and being able to do this. And it puts, because it was entirely my own choice of material, stuff that I'm happy to play and enjoy playing, and stuff that hopefully sort of former members of our lunchtime audience would think, oh yes, I associate with that with Frank. So it's worked out really well.
Well, I think from when I booked it in and came and I spoke to them over email first, and then I came here. I was felt a bit out of my depth and a bit anxious because it's somewhere I hadn't been before and I hadn't met them, and I'd only heard like from a different source, like they're really good. Go and make material with them. And I was like, yeah, sure I will. But then I was like, oh, it is a bit nerve-wracking meeting like new people, someone you've never met before, and because I've never been around this area either. So I was a bit like, I don't know where I'm going. And I found it and I came in, and it was just, as soon as I walked in, it was like really smiley, really cheerful. Come through, would you like a drink? Which is like, I think one of the main things to make you feel like at home and comfortable.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Who are you doing that with?
I can't remember the photographer's name. Just basically, I just sat down, just had a chat, just speaking to Christina and getting to know her, and Chris as well. which was really lovely. And then they showed me the space. And I think one thing about this space in general is it's not small and cramped, and you don't feel like you're being like not suffocated, but very closed in. And it's so open and light, and it's just really pretty.
Happy to kind of like, I like working with artists and bands to get the direction that we want to go in. I pinch myself every day. I'm just like, I can't believe I'm at this point. I'm in such a privileged position to be able to be part of it.